Hi, it's me. I know it's been a while since I published something on this blog, but I don't think anyone watches it anyways. But I decided since I've been living in LA for about a year and a half, I have some kind of wisdom of things you should expect when you are moving from anywhere to Los Angeles. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well, so maybe I'm some sort of, source. All right, well, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Number one, you will have to drive. This may not be such a big shock if you're coming somewhere that didn't have a lot of public transportation, but I lived in Chicago, and Chicago is rife with subways and buses, and I went 2.5 years without driving, and I was fine. So it was kind of a shock when I moved to LA, and it's just about impossible to rely on public transportation. So, I mean, the first 6 months I lived here, I had to share a car with my sister, and to get to work from the east side to Beverly Hills on the west side took maybe 2 hours on the bus. I eventually got my own car, but yeah, just be prepared for that. And if you can help it, have a car. Don't rely on buses and subways. On that same note, number two, people in LA cannot drive. My hypothesis is that in other cities, if you can't drive, you can take the bus or the subway, but you don't have that option in LA, or it's a really bad option. So even the worst drivers are forced into the road. Be extremely aware. You never know when someone's going to swerve into your lane because no one uses their turn signal. So just be on the lookout. Number three, you will learn who your real friends are. And I think, you probably learned this from moving anywhere to somewhere else that's really far, but it's just really hard to make distance work in any relationship, whether it be romantic or just friendship. So if they're out of sight, friends can just slip out of mind. So keep track of the friends who make an effort to keep you on their mind. There are the friends that text and call regularly, who keep an eye on you when you're visiting home so they can see you. Offer the same effort to them. You'll weed out the friends who don't care, which is really hard, but the friends who are worth staying in your life will. Four, people you never met will hit you up for favors. It happens all the time. Even if you're just doing a little bit well, people will hit you up. People who never met you, or people who told you that you stuffed your bra in the seventh grade and were really mean to you. And it's kind of satisfying to tell them that you're not going to give them a recommendation, but that's totally off subject. But it happens all the time where a friend of a friend who's heard that I'm out in LA and I'm doing somewhat well will be like, hey, can I get a recommendation in the Playboy? I'm like, I don't know you, so no. So that'll happen. Five, allow yourself plenty of time to apartment hunt. It's hard to find exactly what you're looking for, especially if you're like me and wanting to find a short-term lease, just not being sure if you're going to stay here, or if you don't have that big of a price range and you have to find something that's a little bit cheaper. I mean, start looking long before you move to LA. There's a lot of great sites. I mean, don't underestimate Craigslist, and then there's Hot Pads, there's Westside Rentals is really good, and if you don't start really early, your time is up and you're stuck taking something really awful or way out of your price range. Six, Californians put avocado in everything. Everything. I mean, I've learned to enjoy avocado. Now I actually ask for avocado on things. But if you don't like avocado, just be aware. Sometimes you might have to ask for sans avocado on a lot of things. Seven. LA gets cold sometimes. It also gets hot. In most days, it's perfect and 75 and sunny and breezy. But I mean, I moved to LA in January during the one rainy week that exists of the year in LA, and was miserable because I didn't bring a jacket, so I was shivering on Hollywood and Vine without a jacket. So just be prepared. You don't have to bring your snow pants and your big winter boots, but bring an overcoat. 8. Police will target you if you have an out-of-state license. I only learned this after a while being in LA, and my sister got pulled over for some bullshit, mostly just because she had an Illinois license plate. But when police see an out-of-state license, they assume you're on vacation or just passing through. And people just passing through are much less likely to fight a ticket because no one wants to go to City Hall while they're on vacation. so they'll be more inclined to pull you over. So just make sure all of your registration is up to date and be careful on the roads. Number 9. People will be more skeptical of your out-of-state ID. If you have an Illinois or Ohio or whatever ID and it's expired, forget about getting into a bar. Just bite the bullet and get a California ID when it's expired, or make a stop at the DMV when you make a trip home if you're not willing to make that leap. Number 10. No matter how talented you think you are, your dreams will not instantly come true upon moving to LA. If you can help it, get some experience in smaller ponds before moving into the ocean. If you're an actor, do some hometown commercials. If you're a writer, get some articles published in your school paper. Having some experience, and if you can help it, any connections under your belt before you move will make your journey a lot easier. Probably a lot more that can be said on the subject, but that's all I got for right now. If anyone has any questions about moving to LA, needs any help apartment hunting or anything like that, feel free to message me or comment or whatever. Till next time. Bye.